Hello everyone, and welcome to a new Let's Play of the Hero of Kendrickstone. The Hero of Kendrickstone is another piece from the Choice of Game franchise, and I'm looking really forward to this one. It's not a sci-fi novel as the Choice of Robots that I played twice now is. It's a classical fantasy set in a world that is probably similar to those of Dungeons and Dragons, and we are going to jump into it now. It had a pretty good rating on Steam. You can get it for a couple of bucks, so I suggest you do. But last thing before we start, there's a couple more games that I would like to try from the Choice of Game franchise. I have one picked that I'm definitely gonna play. It costs like $2, which is really little. But I wanted to suggest that if you guys have a favorite piece from them, or a favorite shared item, or maybe someone didn't even publish it, he just made it in this style, I'm really open to your suggestions, because these games generally can be bad or good, and there's a lot of them. So please tell me. I'm willing to try my best in playing the ones that you like. So anyway, the Hero of Kendrickstone. A blast of hot air assails you as you enter the subterranean chamber. The stench of stale ozone burns your nostrils. The floor of the chamber glitters with golden coins, silver bowls, and loose gems, all lit a shimmering orange by the liquid robes of lava that ooze and drip down the black stone walls like blood from a wound. The cavern is immense, but even from its far end, you can see what you came here for. Atop a colossal mountain of gold and gems, he makes his foul lair. Broken swords, shattered staves, and splintered bones litter the great mound of riches, mute testament to those who came before you and failed. There, atop his riches, surrounded by the broken remains of his enemies, he lies. A great winged serpent with eyes larger than a grown man's head, covered in a coat of red scales, the colour of blood and the lustre of burnished steel, Ascaroth, the Dragon King. At last, your quest is almost ended. Its final objective is in sight. All you need to do now is the impossible: kill Ascaroth. One question remains: how? So this is the first chapter of the Hero of Kendrickstone, and from this description I already expect this to be some sort of dream, or maybe us reading a book or something, similar to the Choice of Robots, where you then wake up into reality. It's a choice of game, so after each such chapter, or after each such page, we will get one or more options that we can choose from. In this case, we can choose: I am a mighty warrior, my enchanted sword will best any dragon, or I am a powerful wizard who will best the dragon with a mighty ice spell, or I'll use my thieving skill to draw yeah, right. I'll use my thieving skills to strike from the shadows, or a bard's trickery is my weapon, I'll fast talk him to his doom. Well, as I'm a classical Dungeons and Dragons player, I don't like thieves and I don't like bards, so we're either going to be a mighty warrior or a powerful wizard, and I have to say that from all the genre, I hated the Dungeons and Dragons, or the added Dungeons and Dragons, or the Pathfinder's system for spellcasting. So we are definitely gonna go with Mighty Warrior. Those of you that watched some of my Let's Plays of Dungeon Crawl Stones, you probably know that I'm inclined to playing the bashing characters the most. So I am a Mighty Warrior, my enchanted sword will best any dragon. You check your armor one last time before reaching for the long sword at your waist. In a single fluid motion, you pull the blade free from its scabbard. Arcane patterns trace themselves across the meter-long, silvery blade and drown out the red light of the cavern with bright white radiance. Oh, that's some good sword right there. Ascaroth stirs, his slumber disturbed by your overt challenge. The immense red dragon climbs from his golden perch with remarkable agility, his wings shaking and unfolding as he charges towards you. You brace yourself as the gigantic dragon opens his needle-toothed maw wide enough to swallow an entire house. Your draconic foe... Oh god, this scene is so ridiculous. Your draconic foe roars with enough force to rattle your armor and drive you back a step. Still, you hold firm. You know what's coming next. The ear-shattering roar of the dragon changes pitch, and the wind turns to flame. Ascaroth engulfs you in a torrent of fire. Beneath your feet, gold and silver melts from the intense heat. Your armor glows red hot, but the enchanted steel prevents the heat of the flames from touching you. When the burning torrent subsides, you are still standing. Ascaroth recoils in shock. You take your chance and charge forward, your armor rattling, your sword high, and your steel-plated boots splashing the molten gold like rain. Lightning quick, you bring your bright blade down with a mighty two-handed stroke, digging deep into the dragon's exposed jaw. Ascaroth recoils, screaming in rage and pain with blood spraying from his wounded snout and catching fire on contact with the air. The Dragon King looks down at you. Even crippled, with his face covered in the smoldering residue of his own blood, he is still dangerous. "Who dares?" he thunders, loud enough to shake the stone of the cavern, and sends gold coins skittering like so much loose sand. What puny woman thing challenges Ascaroth? "This woman dares, foul dragon," or "I am a man, you stupid dragon," or "I'm a non-binary option. "I'm a man, you stupid dragon." You, the puny man thing in question, answer him not just with words, but with another swing of your sword. The burning blade cuts a deep slash across the dragon's belly. Ascaroth recoils further. You press your advantage, assailing your gargantuan opponent with repeated blows. As he retreats, the dragon defends himself with furious slashes of his talons and bellows of defiance. Your sword parries the dragon's blows, its magic and your skill working in tandem. Finally, you have one perfect chance. You charge past the dragon's head and drive your blade deep into the dragon's shoulder. Ascaroth screams in pain as his balance fails him. The mighty beast collapses with an earth-shattering crash. Raising your sword in triumph over the dragon's vulnerable neck, you declare yourself to the foe you are about to slay. "My name is Alexander, Arthur, Eamon, Roland, Tristan," or "my name is something else." I kinda like Roland, or Tristan. That sounds like a good name, Tristan. No, "my name is something else." I'm gonna go with one that I really like, which is Zygmunt. "Zygmunt of the Radiant Sword, I am your death, foul dragon." Ascaroth faces you as you prepare to deliver the killing blow. His breath cannot hurt you, and his talons are trapped under the weight of his body, but fire and claws are not the only weapons a dragon has at his disposal. "No, Bray Knife, you have bested me, but you need not kill me. I'll give you half my hoard if you let me live. Imagine the riches you'd have." For a moment, you do. You consider the immense collection of gold and gems around you. Even half of that would be enough to buy a whole kingdom. You dismiss the thought when you remember why you are here in the first place. You must kill Ascaroth. "Because my monarch will reward me richly for it," or "to protect the nearby city the Dragon King attacks regularly," or "because I want the dragon's entire horde," or "to free the dragon's human slaves." I'm gonna sip a bit of tea for this one. Each one of these kinda sucks. I'm gonna go with the Dragon King attacking the nearby city. This one, it makes me just a bitch who jumps for cash. This one makes me greedy. And I cannot imagine dragon holding human slaves. So let's protect the city. Taking Ascaroth's offer may mean immeasurable wealth for you, but what about those who must suffer the ravages of the Dragon's King's raids? No, Ascaroth must die, if only so thousands of innocent people may live. You raise your blade high for the killing stroke. Wake up, Ascaroth murmurs, stopping you in your tracks. What could that mean? You clear your head, and once again you ready yourself to bring the dragon down. Wake up! Your stricken foe says again, this time loud enough to make your ears ring and everything around you shake. Wake up! The sound shakes the universe. The cavern around you cracks open and crumbles away, and your world fills with blinding white light. Yeah, here it is, we are waking up. Chapter 2. The Road to Kendrickstone. Wake up! Your eyes flutter open to the bright light of the morning sun streaming through the window. The light seems to wash over you, a radiant tide burning your eyes. A second passes, the light recedes, and you see the dark, blurry outlines of shapes and figures. The world around you solidifies into a concrete image. You wipe the last vestiges of sleep from your eyes and regain your bearings. Looking around, you see the small castle chamber where you lived and slept as a squire, or an austere inn-room paid for by your nightly performances, or the village sanctuary where you sheltered last night from a magic-fearing mob, or the shepherd's hut where you were born and raised and where your parents died. Let's look at our stats. We are Zygmunt, a young man of a forester's hollow, a freelance adventurer. Our name is unknown. Our prowess is 4, which is above average. Our will is 2, lackluster. Subterfuge 2, eloquence 2. Our compassion is 75%, pragmatism is 25%, order 75%, freedom 25%. You carry with you a quarterstaff, but have no ranged weapons. You wear no armor. Your current wealth is 0 silver pennies. You are in perfect health. Okay, let's get back to the game. So, I kinda like the squire thing. That's a good start for a hero. This one is good for a bard, I think. This one might be for a mage. And this one is just for average day folk. So I'll be a squire. You direct a dirty look at the liveried servant as you haul yourself out of bed. I'm sorry, young master, the serving man replies sheepishly, but you gave me the order to wake you at sunrise. You nod as you change into your tunic and hose. You did, didn't you? The servant, his job done, makes a hasty retreat. Once you are dressed, you grab your sword from where you left it the night before. The blade is a worn and pitted thing, battered by 100 battles, all fought before you were even born. The leather of its scabbard was once black, but has been worn ragged and grey by long use. Still, it is solid enough weapon, made of a good Courlandine steel. The sword once belonged to Sir Callum, the man you've spent the past 4 years squiring for. His days of battle, however, are long gone. Yours, on the other hand, are about to begin. You take a look around the small, low-ceilinged room for what is likely to be the last time, and step out of the door. Today, you are Sir Callum's squire no longer. Today, you become an adventurer. Cool. You step out into the small, well-used courtyard of Sir Callum's stronghold, which overlooks the village of Forester's Hollow across the river. In reality, the castle is a stone manor house, encircled by a head-high fieldstone wall and guarded by a solitary stone tower. Still, it has been a good home for you these last years, and it provides more than enough space for Sir Callum, his family, his 4 servants, and the 2 soldiers in his permanent retinue. Sir Callum himself stands waiting for you, gaunt and grey-haired, the fringe of beard around his chin streaked with the last vestiges of a bright flaming red. He wears his good doublet today, and his prized bright red cloak. It is clear he has come to say goodbye. He places a fatherly hand on your shoulder as you approach him, a pained expression on your face. I wish you would reconsider, boy. Steadfast service, even in times of peace, has its own rewards. Stay on as my squire, and it will be only another 5 or 6 years before the Duke knights you. Sir Callum speaks from experience. His own knighthood was won through a decade of stalwart loyalty, not an act of valor on the field of battle. 2 more decades of service won him his modest castle and the lordship of Forester's Hollow. As much as the security of a fief might appeal to you, you have other plans in mind, ones that only involve another 5 years of service to his aging petty knight. Oh, to this aging petty knight. I want the great wealth and political power, or I wish to travel the land protecting the innocent, or I wish to serve a more worthy lord, or I chafe under the rules and regulations of the knightly code. I kind of like the wish to travel the land protecting the innocent option, so let's go with that one. It's usually how I play my characters in Dungeons & Dragons games. Every child knows the stories of brave knight-errants wandering the land, slaying monsters, rescuing beautiful damsels and handsome lordlings, and defending the frontier from bandits. The lives of such man and woman always fired your imagination. That is the life you want to lead, and you cannot do it as a country knight bound to a fief and household. There are no monsters to slay or evil wizards to hunt in the quiet woods around Forester's Hollow. It's actually not a bad place to live then. You tell Sir Callum this, as courteously as possible, of course. His expression drops with every word, but it seems the old knight knows well enough not to smother the bright flame of youthful ambition. Very well, my boy. If you insist on this folly, let it not be said that I send you out into the wilderness unprepared. You'll probably find what you're looking for in the great city. You know the way, of course? You nod. In Forester's Hollow, the great city can only mean one place, Kendrickstone, the ruling seat of Sir Callum's liege lord, a walled city of 15,000 inhabitants, and one of the greatest centers of commerce in the Concordat. It is but 2 days' travel down the great road. Sir Callum unties a small leather pouch from his belt and hands it to you. The bag rattles as you take it, and you feel its weight as it rests in your hand. There is 100 silver pennies in there, Sir Callum says. It'll get you to the city, and keep you fed and warm for a few weeks at least. It is poor payment for the service you've rendered me, but it is all I can spare. You give your thanks. The old knight tries valiantly to put on a smile. Good luck, Zygmunt. Sword and silver at your belt, you turn towards the open and beckoning gate of Sir Callum's stronghold. With one last wave goodbye, you step past onto the earthen road, taking your first steps as an adventurer. Let's check. Yeah, compassion is 77, and order 68, freedom increased. We got an achievement, leaving home. You left home to become an adventurer. Cool. Soon you find yourself walking east, down the wide earthen road to Kendrickstone. Even as the crisp, cool air of the early morning gives way to the heat of the noonday sun, the trees of the forest to each side of the road shade you from the warmth of the day. Thankfully, the last few days have been similarly clear and dry, which means the road is firm under your feet. You know well enough that a single heavy rainfall can be enough to reduce a dirt road to a knee-deep mass of mud and slime. Such a quagmire would make traveling any substantial distance nearly impossible. Today, however, with the roads as solid as a rock under your feet, you make good progress, pausing every few hours to rest your legs. Man, I'm pretty sure it's gonna rain soon enough for us. Oh, it's gonna be funny. The tea is great, man. For nearly the entire day, you walk on in solitude, the sounds of forest and the occasional flitting bird your only companion. Therefore, it is almost a surprise when you hear the clip-clop of iron-shod horses, and the rattle of wheels rises from the road ahead. Soon, the source of the sound comes into view, a handful of riders leading 4 heavy, covered ox-pulled wagons, a merchant caravan. You get a better look at the distance between you and the caravan as it slowly closes. The outriders are clearly ready for danger, clad in vests of boiled leather, swords and maces belted to their hips. A few others sit on the wagons, children mostly wearing sturdy, well-made traveling garb. At the head of the caravan are a man and a woman, both mounted. You size them up as they approach. The woman is hard-faced and dangerous-looking, armed and armored in the same fashion as the outriders, with a wide-brimmed kettle helm on her head besides. The man is plump and red, a brush of bright red hair adorning his fleshy face. "Hail, friend!" the man shouts as you close to within 30 paces of each other. How will you respond? I'll return the man's friendly greeting, of course, or I wave back but I keep my distance, or I keep my head down and keep walking. We'll return the man's friendly greeting. You wave back. "Hail to you as well," you respond. The caravan guards seem to relax visibly as you do. "Well met, boy," the man replies as he halts his caravan before you. "We haven't seen a lot of travels on the road these last few days." The woman beside the caravan master keeps her distance. As far as you can tell, she's entirely preoccupied with scanning the road ahead for threats. Judging by her expression, she seems less than amused by the momentary stop. The caravan master extends his hand to you. "I am Michael of Torringhall. This is my caravan, and the door young lady next to me is my associate, Hilda. You must excuse her. She thinks threats are everywhere." "They are everywhere," the armed woman replies tartly. "My comrades and I are merely taking precautions to keep you and your family safe." "So, are the roads safe right now? Or what are your carts carrying? Or how much further it is to Kendrickstone? Or safe travels, friend?" I'm not gonna ask what the carts are carrying, or the woman will pierce me with her eyes. How much further? Well, we should know. I saw something like a map here. There's Kendrickstone, and there's Kendrickstone. Okay, Magic Sorter, Hallowford, Forster's Hallow. So we are probably going on this road, and we haven't passed the Growling Giant Inn, so I think we are somewhere around here. Or maybe this is Forster's Hallow, so we could be here, somewhere around there. So we know pretty well how far we are. Let's ask about the roads.